M.M Out There, over there, everywhere, all over the place, right here. With my esteemed guest, the Apostle Leonard Skellenberry, who you saw in part 1, and who is now arriving for part 2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Great.
That was a very heated debate in the first half.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to resume as if nothing had happened in the second half.
Okay.
You were talking about the government's responsibility.
Yes, sir.
To the people.
To the people of Barbados.
Right? And not to the elite, to the rich, who don't really vote for you. Because I've never really seen them going to the polls at all. They don't go to the polls.
Well, you know, some do. Not
the majority.
No,
the majority don't go to the polls. Why waste time with that? Let them go to the polls.
Yeah.
The people who suffer are not the elite. It's the people who actually vote for you.
Yeah.
Who you've turned your backs on. Right? You were mentioning, and it was a very good point, about, I call it lack of respect. Because when you're ignoring the people, that's a lack of respect. Right? And both successive governments can be blamed for that.
Yes.
Especially this one. So, the topic this week, as in the first half, is this administration is an administration at first. FIRSTS, or abbreviated ISTS. Meaning that I'm in my 6th decade, and I'm seeing things that I've never seen in my entire life before under this present administration. You were talking about water.
Yes, sir.
I have never seen the water and the lights off simultaneously. So the school children were home for 2 days, running around and having a joyous time. 2 days.
You have kids at home, you're putting pressure on their parents who are at work to have to leave school to come get them and so on, which means that your school finishing early is also giving, you're trying to curtail the situation with the deviant behavior of our school children, but then earlier, you know, school times gives them more opportunity to be on the road again. And then you don't have the adequate bus services to make sure that they travel away from the schools and get to their homes. So we're looking at all of these things, and as I said, Mr. Morris, the role of government is to be responsible for what's happening to its people. And if those individuals, before they argue with you or before they look at your blog and they say, well, that's nonsense, you're talking a lot of nonsense, you have to stop and be critical about things. Analyze things before you make a statement on them. That's what my dad told me. He said, you analyze things first before you make a statement or before you act. But he says, when you make a decision, you act on your decision. Okay? Now, when we look at Barbados, you look at your transport system, selling that out. Then you're getting close to the sale of your National Oil Terminal Limited to a private entity again outside of Barbados. You've already sold your Light and Power. You've already sold your National Bank. You've already sold many of your entities. You've already sold the Hilton. I mean, what are you doing? For God's sake, what are you doing to your own country? I mean, exactly, tell me what is it in Barbados that our government is responsible for?
Well, I'll tell you. A government, any government should be responsible. There are certain things that a government must have a hand in. They must have a hand in transport, because people have to get to work and from work. They must have a hand in health, because people get sick. They must have a hand in garbage collection, because you know the garbage is piled up and it causes disease, and it's a domino effect.
Right.
This present administration does not have a serious hand in any of those entities that I just spoke about. I'm not joking.
Right.
The garbage system is at its lowest end. The situation of the QH is at its worst end.
It's lowest, yeah.
And need I say anything about the transport system, which is the worst that I've ever seen in my life. In my life.
You're talking about gathering 2020, You're looking at the condition of our roads. You're looking at, and it's amazing.
Oh,
I'll let you go ahead.
No, second pen, remember where you were. That hole I was telling you about, they fixed it. With asphalt this time.
Kudos.
With asphalt this time. But you know, M.M Out There, the mark is very harsh.
Yeah.
I mark it very hard. They did. But apparently, what they fixed that asphalt must have been of the poorest quality.
Right.
Because already it's starting to erode.
Mm-hmm.
So a hole is forming again.
Okay.
So you haven't done anything, Representative St. Lucie, one of the idiots in the Ministry of Transport. Yeah, people can drive over right now, they don't have to pull to that side anymore. But in 2-3 weeks' time, it's going to be just like how it was before, and it's going to be even worse. And it's going to be a bigger stain on you during your one-term stay in the House of Assembly. Victor, you know that's going to happen. Continue.
Well, and as I said, you know, whenever a delegate is coming here, whether a member of the royal family is coming to Barbados, I remember, I think it was Prince Andrew when he came to Barbados, over $800,000 was spent on manicuring roads. I remember recently when Prince Charles was here, roads were literally fixed in less than 3 nights. I mean, scraped and paved, repaved, so that his traveling on the roads here in Barbados would be smooth, to the point that some of the roads got finished, he never even drove on them. And that said something to the public about how our government would fix roads for royalty.
Right, it's royalty, you know.
But you have to understand, your people are your royalty. You will never have a member of the royal family come to Barbados to vote. But these people who stand up in lines to put their X next to your name, they don't deserve the kind of treatment that says we respect you for saying we will give you an opportunity to serve us. They don't deserve that type of respect. I think something is definitely wrong here in Barbados, governmentally.
Yeah, but Apostle, I'll stray a little bit here.
Go ahead.
While you were talking about fixing the roads, this is something I wonder why they don't know. I've lived overseas many years. And when they're fixing roads and things like that, they do it like at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. You know, they have you pass here this evening, you see a big hole. Tomorrow that hole is filled, like if it happened overnight. Why don't they do it here? Why don't they do that?
Because one of the things that never happens in Barbados is that our insurance / judicial insurance company / judicial connection is horrible. Okay? And here's the reason for this. I was in Trinidad and going to the Point 14 area, going to the Pitch Lake. The road in that area was very, very bad. There was a guy who was driving a taxi.
That's a La Brea.
Yes.
La Brea. I've been there, La Brea.
And he hit into one of these holes and broke off. His entire suspension came off. The other taxi drivers blocked the road. That means trucks who wanted to get to the pitch could not get there. And those that were coming from it could not get out. They blocked the road and they demanded the government fix the road, and also demanded that they repaired the guy's vehicle. Both of those things happened. Now in Barbados, if your tire or your suspension comes off by hitting into a pothole in Barbados, the government will not pay you anything.
That's it. The vehicle that fell into that same hole that I was talking about.
Attention.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to them that your vehicle got damaged on their road. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, matter of fact, I know of a situation where a lady was in an elevator here in a building. The elevator collapsed with her in it, and that company is trying their best not to take care of that lady. That's when our governmental officials should step in and say, listen, if you want to do business in this country, you take care of this lady or we get you over here. It's as simple as that. Now, when you don't have that level of authority operating on behalf of your people, your people are in more danger living in their own country than they are if they got on a flight and left Barbados.
You see, that part you spoke about the taxi drivers. They always make, the apostle is a musician, you know. Adrian Clark had a song some time ago where the collection of Adrian Clark, where he was talking about, he said, Kais in Trinidad, Kaiso men had to fight in TNT for pay hike. But don't expect that same thing from me, because there ain't no camaraderie.
Okay.
Right? It's a song he's in, he done with the thing, he done singing.
You know,
give me some reason.
I'm amazed that even with this government, they use, even RPB. A number of years ago, he said it's on the country, sick, the country near battle. He's absolutely correct now.
Yeah.
You know, his song has some prophetic connection to it. He's absolutely right now. But as I said, one of our major problems in Barbados is that all of our freedom fighters are either dead or they've been bought out. And you don't hear any voices for the people. Whenever you become a strong voice for the people, they try to shut you up.
All you gotta do is give him a nice job, like Commerson. Give him a nice comfy job. You don't hear Commerson saying anything now. It proves that you're fake. You are a fake. That's what you are. You're nothing more than a fake, and I've lost all respect for you. I have none. No respect for you.
You also had Ms. Ramblers Danny in the media recently crying
about his line?
About her line.
But you never heard him talking.
Right.
And Mark Williams tried to push him away from the microphone, but he wouldn't stand still. He had to be heard, and the people who were there wanted him to be heard. They acquired the man's land and wouldn't give him anything.
This is again the level of dictatorship style of leadership that you become subjected to. And you have to understand that many times when we're talking about dictatorship, you're not just talking about the leader. You may have many persons that are connected to that person that are of that persuasion.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yes, sir.
The thing is, our time is coming short again, but I wanted to ask this. Who paid for that visit to Ghana? Those fake bones, that's what they are, they're fake. Right? What 200 years war? You can put that over on idiots. You can't put that over on M.M Out There.
Tell me, that's what I'm saying.
You can't put it over on us. Tell that to idiots or people who you think are idiots.
Where were those bones?
Where were those bones in the earth? Bones can only be reserved for that land for them in the earth.
And how do you know that those are bones of a Ghanaian slave?
Of a Ghanaian slave. Rubbish.
How do you know that?
Rubbish. A waste of money. And I'm quite sure that our entire entourage went to Ghana.
Yeah. It was a huge entourage from Barbados.
And I won't be surprised if the Ghanaian people up there told them, we can't afford this thing by ourselves, we're going to check something in.
The video shows that it is not even. It's a village ceremony. It's not even an official ceremony. Okay?
In other words, that's like holding something in Pori Spring or Crab Hill or Road View instead of Bridgetown. That's what the apostle is really trying to say. Right? That's bush level. That's all it is, bush level. And a waste of money, a waste of the taxpayers' money.
And this, matter of fact, is disrespect to our flag.
A disrespect to our flag.
Our motto simply states that we are to uphold and defend their honor and by our living.
Give credit
to our nation
wherever I go.
Trust me, that is nowhere
wherever I go. But you went and you showed disrespect. Apostle,
yes, sir.
Coming to the end of part 2 this week. Thomas Jefferson. This can't be any more timely than it is now. And this is the Prime Minister. Her cabinet, including the idiots who are in that cabinet. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there is liberty or freedom. And with that, M.M Out There, over there, everywhere, all over the place, saying that's all for this week. Apostle, let's make our exit. Thank you very much.